welcome to my channel. Welcome to Authentically Being Ava. I'm Ava. So family, the topic of frenemies and when they want to slander your name, family. Let me tell you, I have had my share of stuff, which is what a lot of us have, but I figured, why not put it on a platform where people can see it? Maybe it could help them what they're going through, because it wasn't a great experience for me, and I didn't always have somebody that I could talk to or could help. I had a few people around me, but I'm just thinking about others, and maybe my experience could help you deal with what you're experiencing. So here we go. So, as I've always said on this channel, it's the whys. Why? Why do people do what they do? And when you're speaking of frenemies or people, wanting to say negative things about you or spread your business, like friends that you thought were your friends, at whatever point in their minds, they feel like, oh, well, I have ammunition on her. I can't stand her. Let me, spread her business and, make her look bad and, all these things. I've had so many things like this happen to me, and I had to learn the hard way about sharing myself and my business to people who I thought were my friends. A lot of times what I ended up finding out is that they were never really my friends to begin with. Sometimes people, are drawn to your light, to your energy for whatever reason. They may love it, they may hate it. Come across both. Some people are just not happy with themselves or with their life. And unfortunately, sometimes when people come in contact with you and you have a bright energy or bright light, and it makes them feel small for whatever reason, insecurities, because it's only a perceived thing. It's not a thing that is. It's just their perception of what is. And perceptions are not always accurate. It lets me see that, some of these people have work to do on themselves as people. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. They're not doing the work. They don't care about the work. They don't even know what the work is. It's just what it is. So it's just a thing of how they feel and, just them acting on impulse. Oh, I can't stand her, or she makes me sick, she's so nice. It's unfortunate and it's sad, especially if you are not aware of these things. And for many years, I was not aware, I just wasn't. I mean, I took people as they were, as I saw them, as they presented themselves. People were wearing masks, and they wanted to portray themselves as to be a certain way. So it's kind of like a mental health thing, like really being able to address your own situations and issues, because that's really at the base of all of this. It is. It seems like they want to compare themselves with you. I've experienced that as well. I've never really been that way myself, Well, let me just take it back a little further. Being an only child, I always wanted siblings, and I didn't have that. I had some close cousins that I grew up with, but we never really bonded in that way, But I always wanted that closeness, and I think that's some of why I share like I do. I mean, now I get it that I can't do that with everybody. People aren't always upfront and genuine about who they really are. I'm a sharer, I don't share every single detail, but I do share a lot of myself, especially when I feel that I can trust somebody. And again, I think this is stemming from the only child syndrome, wanting to have a lot of people around and big family and all that type of stuff, wanting to have the love, so I think in my personal situation, because of some of the things that I experienced growing up, my picker of friends and relationships is a little off. But in what I've come to understand, I guess after the fact, after something has blown up, and then I started looking at things on a different level, um, I just started to see things that I didn't notice before. So, and it's about my awareness. Like I was saying before, I was noticing about like the competition thing. They would say things, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, it's one thing to be accomplishing something or trying to do something to better yourself. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm not speaking of that. I'm speaking of where people want to constantly try to do one up, like you say something that you're doing and they were like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it's like they, try to show you that they got all this stuff going on, talking about how much they make. I mean, no one, unless, you guys are having a specific conversation about stuff like that. But when you come out of the blue with that, because they're making so much money, it's just like, well, okay, well, good for you. Like, seriously, that's a wonderful thing. But, when you notice that and then all these other things, and it's like, what is really going on here? You just sit back and watch and listen, and then you kind of get an understanding for what you're seeing. Some people, they feel like their accomplishments make them feel better about themselves, about who they are. It's like it's a part of their identity. If they didn't have those things, where would they be or who would they be? That type of thing. And when I'm dealing with people that, have a scale and they want to try to, I just don't have time for that. Accomplished people that are doing well, rich, successful, I love people, period. That doesn't bother me. As long as you're a genuine, beautiful person, who has an open heart and who is genuinely loving and kind and, level-headed, and just a genuine, nice person. That's where I am. All the other stuff doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. But it's the fact that when you have people who, want to have this stacked up book, and this is what I'm bringing, and this is who I am, and you're not this and you're not that, and I'm this and I'm here and you're that stuff, that mentality, you know what I mean? So it's not having the stuff, it's just how you are about expressing that, like your energy with your stuff, because it's just stuff. Like, I understand that when we leave here, that stuff is staying here. And I've seen that some people can't make that distinction, like this car I just bought is going with me in this casket, and we both going to hell. Going to going to hell. We both in heaven. I'm going in this Cadillac. I'm going to heaven. With driving with my pinky. But you know what I'm saying, family. Yeah, it's the extra that I just, I can't. Like, it's like, look, keep that over there. It's too much energy, with all of that. So family, when I have found out about betrayal and all this stuff, and, you're just trying to figure out, like, why? Like, why do people do what they do? Like, why do they, feel as they do and decide they want to divulge your personal business or information? Like, I don't get that, because we're both divulging things about ourselves. So it's not like I'm just sitting here, you chilling and, I'm like, girl, everything is gone to hell in a handbasket. My whole life. Girl, we need to talk. Everything, like, it's normally like an exchange. So that's what I find perplexing, because all of a sudden it's like, girl, Ava, so-and-so said this about you, and I was like, what? Like, we both shared about different things that we both experienced that were, on the same level. So why now is my business up for discussion with our friends, our mutual friends, you know? And it's just unfortunate, you know, because then you're looking at that person like, what is going on? And so I just, like I said, I had to learn the hard way about sharing my personal business. So um, now I don't. You know, it's like friendships are friendships. We can talk about all kinds of things, but those things that are near and dear to me, that are personal to me, that I don't want spread it out to other people, I just don't share them. You know, um, journaling is a wonderful way to get your thoughts out on paper, to, you know, maybe be able to think about some things, you know, to give you a different perspective when you write it out. It is so healing, and I love writing. So these are some alternatives that I've had to learn, you know, instead of sharing my business with folks, you know. And and like I said, I see a therapist, and you know, it's nice to share your things with your therapist. You know, the things that you have that you are trying to figure out or want to know, or if you have like a life coach or something like that. I mean, these people are the ones that you can share these things with. You know, they're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna hear it a month or two later from somebody in your mutual friendship circle. So, and unfortunately, it's just like I said, people wear masks and people portray themselves to be a certain way for whatever reasons. And it's just, you know, a telltale sign for me that this person needs to do some work on themselves, you know? Um, and a lot of times they aren't in therapy, and a lot of times they don't think they have a problem, you know? It's always, you know, oh, well, it's you, and you said this, and that hurt my feelings, so I decided to share your business. You know, it's like, how old are we? You know, I can't. You know, like, life is just too short. I cannot. Instead of, you know, having the conversation, if there was some words that need to be expressed or discussed, or, you know, whatever, you know, that should be the first thing that happens, is you guys sitting down together and having that conversation, instead of deciding, oh, that pissed me off, I'm going to tell. You know, it's like, that makes sense at 50? Like, oh, really? Like, God. So, family, yeah, these are the things that I had to learn. And like I said, I wanted to do this video because I felt like this would be some great information for some folks out there who, you know, who may be going through this, you know, or who may need to hear this. So, yeah. Okay, so family, so you can still decide to make changes and, you know, decide not to share your information with certain people, certain individuals, you know, and that's a good thing. That's a start. But then too, you know, you may be having issues with, you know, feeling hurt and pain from the loss of, you know, your friend or friends, or that frenemy that you had that, you know, wants to spread your business to other friends that you guys have, and then now they're all, you know, caught up in the web and believing this crap. And, you know, so in some cases, you know, it could have been some personal information of yours that was true that nobody else needed to know. And then, or another case, it could be just an outright lie that these frenemies want to try to slander your name and make you look bad to some of these other friends that you guys have. And all of that is nothing but jealousy. You know, when people try to smear your name to friends and family, or try to interject themselves into your family business, your friendships that has nothing to do with them, and you've told them outright, hey, I got this is my situation to deal with, and they still want to interject themselves, that's a problem. You know, and that's a problem that they have. That's not you, that's them. Because when you come to somebody and you are direct and you tell them, hey, I got this, and they still want to interject themselves, yeah. You need to get away from these people or that person and never look back, because that's a problem. That's something that's going on with them that they need to deal with within themselves, you know. And I mean seeking therapy, counseling, you know, getting on some pills, whatever they may need to do. But you can't just interject yourself into another grown person's life and feel that you have the right. That's a problem. That's a problem. That I look, not on my pay scale, okay? I've been there, and it's just like, yeah, we're not gonna, yeah. And to those people or friends of yours that want to entertain the things that are coming from these types of people, and they want to keep them in their circle and believe what they're saying and not really question them or speak to you about it, and want to have, you know, whatever feelings about things, like say something had to do with them or whatever. It's like, look, if you are in the space where you are engaging in this and believing this and taking it as gospel, it's like, stay over there with that person. You know, you guys have a lot more in common than I thought, and less in common with me. So enjoy that. You know, life is too short, you know, and don't feel bad that you lost these people. You know, I want to say that as well, because at first I did. You know, I was like, wow, I've lost, you know, these people or whatever. And, you know, but life has taught me that you didn't lose anything, you know, because if they're going to congregate and, you know, let that be the gospel, and now they have this new allegiance or alliance, and, you know, let them stay over there. You haven't lost anything. You've gained understanding, you know, of who these people really are. That mask is off, and now you see where they are, you know, who they are. So you haven't lost anything. You've only gained. Now you can make more room for people who are more aligned with you and your mindset, your frequency, you know, the person that you are, because they're not aligned with you. People are, you know, consumed or comfortable with, you know, talking behind your back and smiling in your face like everything is great, you know, and just being fake. Family or friends, you don't need that in your life. And who wants to deal with that, you know? You got to just keep people on a short look. Hey, hi, bye-bye, thank you, okay. You know, and just keep it moving. You don't need that. You don't need that, and you didn't lose anything. There's no loss at all. You know, only clarity. You just got clarity on who needs to be in your life, who needs to be right there by you, and who doesn't. You know, you're a beautiful person, magnanimous person, obviously. You know, if they're giving you all this attention and talking about you and all this stuff, they're envious of something. You know, there's something going on that they wish they had or wish they were. And that's honestly what the problem is, because people aren't giving you that much attention if you're a mean, nasty person. They don't care about, you know, like there's something else going on. And like I said, it's not an issue that you're having, it's an issue that they're having. So instead of getting caught up into the BS, that's just me. I just refuse to engage in any of it. Life is too short. I'm not getting stressed out. People are just, like I said, when you realize people need to work on some things with themselves, especially when you've got things that you're working on, you know, you've got clarity, you know what's going on with you, but because of this clarity and the things that you've experienced in life, you also can see there's some things that's not quite, you know, working over there either. And to people who don't want to acknowledge the stuff about themselves, and they want to point at you and you're the problem, and they want to be mad and blown up at you for these little dumb, silly things. It's like, yeah, get saving, all right, take care. I mean, that's it. And it's like, I'm out. You know, life is too short. You know, I can love you from a distance. Family. So I just wanted to share that, family. I just wanted to put that out there for somebody who may need to hear that. You know, sometimes information can come to you like right when you need it. You're like, oh, I needed to hear that. Oh. Look, can I do the heart? I don't think I'm doing it right. Is that it? Okay, well, anyway. You get what I'm saying, family. It's all in love, family. And I hope this helps somebody out there. Feel better about a situation that you're dealing with. It's okay to rock alone, okay? It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling you, family, it is okay. You know, you will find people who are more aligned to you and who you are as a person, you know. And to rock alone for a bit, it's not a problem, you know. It's not being lonely. It's just like, you know, let me get to love on myself. Let me pamper myself, do things for myself, treat myself like I know how I should be treated, you know. I'm a great friend and I'll be awesome friend to somebody who's more deserving of my kindness and my, you know, my love, you know, my friendship. So, family, you got this. Keep on putting that one foot in front of the other. And journaling, family. Seeing your therapist. I mean, it helps, especially journaling. Look, I'm just saying, you got this, boo. No, family, but I love you. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you got some nuggets from this, and I hope it was helpful. So, family, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.